Please find a comfortable posture for sitting practice, for meditation. Just call it stillness practice because it might not be sitting. The the effort we put in to sit still, to be still, it's illusory. It's illusory. Gary always said, as hard as you think you're working, the universe is working monumentally more to bring you into this clarity, into this clear perception of who you are, what you are. And I was like, well, great. could you tell them that I'm waiting? And so it feels like we're maybe put effort into sitting still. But part of I think the work is to realize that we're not the one doing it. That's part of the practice to realize that it's happening before us, happening in front of us. And there are these patterns, these waves of thought that can be so prolific and prominent in our awareness that we mistake them for ourselves. There can be so many thoughts, and they're so prolific and prominent, recurring, constant, we can mistake them for ourselves. Because whenever we're awake, they're there, but they don't have to be. And this work usually begins for people when they sort of realize that they don't like it. They don't like this collection of thoughts that are so prolific and prominent and recurring that we mistake it for ourselves. We get tired of it, we get bored of it, we might get angry with it, or just plain old sad about the circumstance. And that is the cracking of the collection of thoughts, the breaking down. And so to think that we're doing the practice, you're like putting paste on the cracking piece of clay. Or maybe you're even starting to build a new clay pot elsewhere in your mind. Oh, I can't wait to not call this collection of thoughts. Can't wait to not identify with that. But I'm going to build this other thing up. So we try to remove this sense of effort, but not put a new sense of effort in its place, a new sense of anything in its place. It's a little bit of a paradox because we have to realize that we didn't choose to some extent that we're just compelled to do this practice. And your preferences, oddly enough, bring you here. As we talked a little bit about last night, this idea of acceptance, that our preferences, collection of thoughts that are so prolific and prominent and recurring in our mind, it's this big, big complex. And it's starting to break down. What we do here when we sit is we just let that process happen. That's what the meditation is. We're not trying to patch it up. We're not trying to build something new somewhere else in our mind. We're just waiting for it to crumble. If you've ever seen a landslide, or you've ever watched maybe sand at the ocean and the wave hits against the edge, and then at one moment, all of a sudden, it just completely cracks and crumbles. It looks like it's doing just fine. Maybe it's starting to go a little bit, and then there's the breaking point. The breaking point sounds a little dangerous, especially to the thing that's breaking down. And that's part of the process too. To realize that it doesn't matter whether it's dangerous, safe, or who knows. What matters is that you're watching it unfold rather than making it happen. And it's not an either or, it's only one way. There comes a point in that collection of thoughts that are so prominent and recurring where it crumbles enough where you just can't see it the other way anymore. You can't see it as I'm doing it. It just stops making sense. This practice is just happening. You are waiting for that sudden dawn, that sudden collapse of the landslide. It is happening. The structure is breaking down. It looks like it's still up there, but no amount of patch job is going to keep it from collapsing. It will happen, guaranteed. And so we can sort of welcome, welcome the breaking down, the removal of that collection of thoughts that is so prolific and prominent and recurring. We can just sort of say to ourselves, not for long. Even though it feels prominent, especially during your waking state, it is not for long, relative to the timelessness of your being. It is very short indeed. This collection of thoughts that fill up your waking moments. And so we'll sit quietly now for a little bit. And should you find yourself wrapped up in that collection of thoughts, or on the edge of the breaking point. You can just say to those thoughts, that collection of me, you can just say, not for long. Not for long. Not for long. Waiting for the landslide, a cracking, a breaking point. Feels like a big mass, a collection of thoughts. Big mass right in the way, right in the middle of everything. Can't help but stare at it, identify with it. And a time will come where just like that collapses. And where there was once this big mass of earth, there's just empty space. That big mass of earth is just loose dirt, dust, sand, forgotten. Feel into your heart. Feel into your being that craves this experience. Don't worry about the part that likes to argue for a moment, that wants to say, yeah, but I want to keep that land mass around, that collection of thoughts that pesters me all day long. I know you'll have some excuse that you enjoy it. But try to feel into the part of you that doesn't enjoy it. Part of you that knows that listening to that collection of thoughts all day long isn't worth it anymore. Feel into the part of your heart that is eager to breathe a breath of fresh air, empty spaciousness. Just from the part of you, that place in your heart, eager to dwell in the empty space. From this place, from this energy, you say to that collection of thoughts fixed in the mind, from this place, you say, not for long. Some of you will tap into this place in your heart more easily, but everyone has it. Everyone has it. A place in their heart that is timeless, that is empty space. And from a smile in that spot, you can wave goodbye. Not for long. Whenever that landmass, a collection of thoughts, jumps into the foreground, we call that collection of thoughts me. When it jumps into the foreground, you look at it from that place in your heart. Not for long. In this way, we learn to blend joy and sorrow. Not a single thought can escape that truth. even the ones you cherish, even the ones you enjoy, even the helpful ones. Every thought is not for long. And we all have that collection of thoughts that we can't wait to get rid of. But it's every thought makes up that landmass, waiting to collapse, waiting to reveal the empty space that was always there. So, from that place in your heart, deep within, that already knows, you say, not for long, combining the joy and sorrow of the disappearing thoughts. not for long. Whether you say it to the precious thoughts you'd like to stick around, or the thoughts you can't wait to see go, it's really the same. The truth of the matter is, not for long. As the joy and sorrow mix, you can drop deeper into your heart, a place beyond that landmass, that collection of thoughts, so prominent and recurring. You can wait out the landslide. Eyes open or closed, whatever you see, is soon to be empty space, fast approaching. The Zen tradition has a phrase: form is emptiness, emptiness is form. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. It is from the Heart Sutra. The collection of thoughts so prominent in the mind you call it me. All those forms you call me, they are empty. It's not in the future. It's always. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. The ripening, the breaking down, the collapsing. It's always happening, and it's never happening. That landmass is empty already. See it. See the emptiness. See what no eye can see. this illusion that the thoughts feel concrete and silent. How long? How long until they become empty? Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. This teaching comes from the heart. Relax from the practice.